everybody, today is day 81 and well, I juxtaposed or switched over 80 and 81, and today is Indian textiles, and I found some 17th century patterns which are just gorgeous. So I decided there was quite a lot of this red in it, and I love that red, so I wore it. So here are some designs that were from the exhibition at the Victoria and Albert Museum and off the internet. And 17th century, how amazing, look at that, it's gorgeous. That looks like that's on linen, and that's off an old man's jacket. And this one, just absolutely beautiful. On cotton, it's a quilt. And what I learned was that there was a period where cotton was kind of banned. And I haven't read it yet, but there's a man who wrote an article that featured this about just the evolving of cotton. And I found that fascinating. I really enjoyed it. So I want to say a little bit more about that. But I've just pre-prepared a few bits of tissue paper with some stamps, and I thought I loved making the snippet rolls so much earlier on in this 100-day series that I'm going to make some more. I've stamped them with this little button stamp because I thought textiles, buttons, they go together. Why not? I've also got a little bit of washi that's in the right colours, that is a lot of little hearts. I think this is the heart one. Oh no, these are flower petals. So I might add that at the end too. And what else did I do? Oh, this little stamps are done with this antique linen distress oxide and a sponge through here it is, a template, stencil template. So let's make some snippets. So a good thing about snippet rolls is that you've got your back, you know, bits of offcuts. You can use bits of book pages, whatever you like. You could join them all together and have one great big long row, or you can just have little short ones, whatever you desire. So I'm just going to start adding to them, really, adding to these bits. Let's start with this one, because this is a bit more solid, so that'll be interesting. And I think I will... I'm going to sew them, so I'm just going to run a bit of glue stick down, really, just to get them on, and so they don't move. And then each bit I'll do a bit of... Just check I'm in camera. Now the thing I like about these is that they start off looking incredibly messy, and when you've sewn them down, or the way I did it last time anyway, which I don't know if anyone else, probably other people do it the same way, I just didn't even know what a snippet roll was before I did it. Yeah, so once they're stuck down and you cut the sides, they're quite nice. This is just tissue paper. Oh yeah, so anyway, the story of cotton. I don't know a lot about cotton, but once when my girls were, I think they were maybe 7 and 9, something like that, I took us all off on a bit of a road trip. I was a bit fed up of the city. Took us off on a road trip to go up to Queensland, and was just we were having an adventure. I might have told this story before, or I might have cut it out. I might have cut it out of one of my ranty ravey bits. On the way up to Queensland, we stopped at a little town called Moree, and Moree has grows a lot of cotton. And it had a little, well, because I was homeschooling as we went to the little centre and we learnt a bit about cotton there. We saw what the seeds look like and how it grows, and that was quite fascinating for me to see because I didn't really know much about it before that. And the girls got little packs from the little centre that were, you know, just education packs, I guess. So Moree is just a little town up on just before the Queensland border. I don't think anything else much happens there. I think it's just a little town that happens to grow cotton. There's probably sheep and other things there. We stopped and we actually stayed there for more than, you know, when you do a long road trip and you have a sort of an end in sight, you don't always stop for a few days along the way, but we did stop there. A bit more of this. Actually, a bit of that. Quite interesting. I think we ended up stopping there because the little caravan there's a hot spring or something there. There's, you know, mineral water. So we might have stopped there to have a bit of a go. The little caravan park we stayed at it kind of ended up saying that it had mineral water, but in the end it didn't. It had just a spa that wasn't particularly mineral water, and in the end it was actually made us sick because we thought it was mineral water, but it wasn't. It was just a normal spa with all the oogie boogies in. I probably should maybe have put a bit more of the Indian patterning over the top. It's got a bit hidden there in the background. It's peeking through in some bits. Oh, I love it. I love it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I think you can actually, they're designed to actually make a flower out of, but I actually really like these little petals floating around. They are a bit fiddly though. I think the last time I made some snippet rolls like this, I put some fine lace on and some doilies as well. I think I've tried to make up for that by using the tissue paper with stamps on. Oh, I'm loving these. I don't know what it is about snippet rolls. I mean, I enjoy what I'm doing. I like everything I make for the most part, unless something's a bit dodgy, and then I'm maybe a bit critical of myself. But other than that, one of the things I love the most is making these snippet rolls. I don't know why. Maybe I'll just make thousands of them. Who wants to buy some? that's going to do for now for these. I'm going to put them aside for a minute and maybe look at a different type of thing. Now, I think this was just off a freebie off the internet, these ledger pages. This time, I am going to see if I can get a bit of a different edge, perhaps. My pinking scissors finally arrived. Yay. Here. How nice is that material? Wish it was the real material. Pretty sure it's from like 1700's or something, so not going to be getting any of that in a hurry. I'm going to keep the petals as a motif all the way through. Motif. I know some people actually rip, whenever I've seen anyone else making a snippet roll, they seem to rip everything up ahead of time and put it down. I think that you should do whatever works for you. That's my thought on the whole thing. So, what is a motif, you say? Well, when I was studying music, we were taught how to analyse music, and very often a musician, like Bach or someone, would write a particular passage and then would repeat, well, a repeat is copying that motif and doing it again. But then what you could also do was turn the notes backwards in, you know, if it's a little, say it's a run of, I don't know, let's see, just say it's a 4-bar run. Let's just say it's 4 bars, which is, a bar is, if it's in 4/4, a bar that equals 4, another bar that equals 4, another bar that equals 4, another bar that equals 4. So imagine it's 4 bars, basically counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what they could do is then what's in that 4 bars is play it backwards. So you're reversing your motif. Or you could imagine it, how do I explain it? I don't know, I haven't talked music for a long time. That was my last life. You could, oh look, if there's a scale and you've got the note C and there's a top C, you know, in an octave, which is, if you imagine a piano key from the white one, black one, white one, black one, white one, that's a C, up to the C above it. If the run was C, D, E, you could make the next 4 bars E, D, C, and that's reversing your motif. getting carried away with music theory here. Well, how did I even know I was going to go there? I didn't. I had no idea. It's just one of those days. It's one of those days today. You know, yep, motifs anyway. Backwards, forwards, upside down, juxtaposed. However you wanted to do it, but it's still a motif, so you're still keeping it like in the family. Well, you could change it to another key and do it in a different key. So many different ways you could play with music. Well, that's what you do with art, really. You do. I'm happy today. So my flatmate and I went to get a haircut. Isn't it ridiculous? You are allowed to go and have a haircut because it's an essential service. But we went anyway because she hadn't had one since the moment she came to Australia, which was a long time ago. No, I think I don't know, she hasn't been my flatmate that long. She came over and she lived a few different places to try them out, and then came here, nearer her work. Anyway, she hadn't had a haircut since she left America. I think it was August or something. So we did. I hadn't had one for ages either. We went, had a nice little chat to the hairdresser, and we came back and we, well, while I was there, I thought I would get, this has lost its sticky a bit. I got a nice chai, sat there while she had her haircut and just chatted to the hairdresser, and then when I went next, and anyway, I love chatting to my hairdresser because she's Vietnamese, so we had a lot of interesting conversation about when she goes on well, she's obviously not going on holidays for a while, so I feel a bit for the people who have come here from another country, but like they understand that this is how it is. You got to lock down when you're locking down. I thought it was fascinating because she goes to Thailand rather than home to Vietnam, even though family's there. She just loves Thailand and goes to, she said, Phuket. And I was telling her because I didn't go to Thailand since, I worked it out. It was, 30-something years since I've been to Thailand. I went to Vietnam last year, but like 30-something years, and I thought, wow, it must have changed, because there's been, you know, a tsunami since as well. So I really, my last friend that stayed here for a little while went, she's from Thailand, so she went back there, and she's still there while lockdown's on. So there you go. Bit of random information. I'm now going to go and sew these. Do I want lace on before I do that? They're very pretty. I haven't used all of the things, but this is, I'm rambling on long enough. Does it need any more? I'd like a bit more of this somewhere. Just add a bit of that yellow in. Isn't it sticky? A bit there. Won't matter because it's going to get sewn on. I've got, I love using my yellow thread. I don't know why. I don't like redoing the whole sewing machine, so I've got the yellow I love on, and so I'm really just thinking, even though it's a red theme, you know, it's become a little bit more sepia, a bit more, few browns, very, very different green, you know, it's very earthy green, a sagey earthy green, and I think that this antique linen colour goes really well in there too. And I don't know if I want to add a bit of lace, but anyway, I'll be back. I'm going to go and sew and I'll be back. Okay, so in the end I did put some lace on, so I've got lace down the side of one or two, and this one I've got lace in the middle. So what I did the last time, which I liked, and I'm going to do again, just tidy up all the threads first. That won't matter, actually. What I did was evened them up. Actually, I think I used the, actually that's what I'm going to do. I did do them straight. I really made them straight. So I'll get my chopping board, my chopping board. My cutting mat, chopping board. But you know what, that's funny, because when I got back from the hairdressers, I got out the little quick and easy recipe that my friend gave me and started making bread. And I know that in the past I've done it the odd loaf, but this time around I thought, no, I'm going to follow a recipe and see if I can get it, you know, decent. Now, will I do it on this side? Oh, maybe I will. There's already an edge cut there. And it's a, put it in a, you know, a Dutch oven, those sort of cast iron type of things. And it was a put it in there. Basically, you just mixed it in there. You didn't even need it. Like, you just mixed it in there and left it. Like, I thought, for an hour or something. Turns out it has to be left for 24 hours. I thought I was going to be baking bread today. But there you go. This is my attempt at making bread, and I'll see how it is tomorrow lunch. Maybe I'll try and do my video after, so I can put in a photo. Whatever tomorrow's day is. I just love it. I love it with the lace. I'm glad I did the lace. So obviously you could make these just one great big long continual strip. It's easy to do the sewing in this instance if they're smaller bits. I don't think there's no end of what you could do, really. Bit of creativity doesn't go astray. It's gone a bit wonky off the page. So even though we started with the theme of Indian, well, textiles, and for sure there are Indian textiles in there, using all the different things like the paper, stamped paper, and even last time I came in again with more stamps on the top. Distress oxide is often a lot easier to put on in this situation, I find. just like these little kind of designs. Just adding another element like that. Not as much room with this one. Adding another design element in there. There we are. Beautiful, love it. Okay, so the sewing and the stitching will hold things down, so if you end up with a little bit like that, you can always just get a bit of a glitter glue and squeeze it in under there. Everything else is pretty much sewn down, really. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.